All right, guys. Hey, how are you? I wanted to do this video just to show you how to do 39D in your EK books, just so there was no confusion. So here, all right, they've given you sentences, and this one, while the other ones, 39B and C that you did, those were practicing you on the place constructions, right? In terms of the locative, using the accusative of place to which, and the ablative of place from which. Here, this is practicing you on the time constructions we talked about. So just a quick overview of those. Remember, right, when you see a time construction, when you have a time construction, okay, keep in mind that when we have a time word in the accusative, right, that means that we are doing that for a duration of time. So when we see accusative, we want to say for. And when we see time in the ablative, a time phrase in the ablative, that's either time when or time within which. We want in, on, or at for those. Okay, and that's going to really help us here. Let's see if I can get this away a little bit. Maybe not. Hold on. There we go. That works. Okay, we're going to be doing in, on, or at for that. In these sentences here, they've given you a sentence, and they've given you three options for a time construction to complete the sentence. So what you're supposed to do in these sentences is choose one and then translate. So the first thing you want to do is figure out what the sentence is trying to say. The pueri, right? What is that? Boys, right? So the boys, and then I have all my constructions here. Let's find a verb, redieron. The boys returned a ludo from school. And so I need to pick the right one that's going to fit. So what I need to look at first is all of them and see what they mean. So here, if I look at sexta ora, okay, no, sexta is sixth and ora is hour. And those have long A's, so they're ablative. So I need to use in, on, or at. So the boys returned from school at the 6th hour. That's a pretty good, that's the leader in the clubhouse, if you will. Let's just make sure the other ones maybe won't work. Only one will really work. So the boys returned from school. I have paucis mensibus, is and ibus are ablative endings. If I go through my endings, right, asom, ibus, ace, ibus. So ablatives there. So in a paucis mensibus, that's a few months. So in a few months. I mean, I suppose that's true, but unless they went to school for a really long time, that's probably not the case. And then lastly, I have decem oras. So here, this is, I can't look at decem because decem is a number. It's indeclinable, meaning that it's not going to be a good representative of what an ending would be. So I do want to look at oras instead. When I look at oras, I see as, long as, right? I, aram, is, asis, that's accusative. So I want to say for. Boys return from school for 10 hours. Wow, that school's really long, far away. So that's not your answer. So what I want to do here is I'm going to want, we'll erase that. I'm going to want, obviously the best answer was sexta ora. Then I translate it. So all you have to do on your paper, if you're like doing this one, is you'll have number one. You would just write sexta ora and then translate. The boys returned from school at the 6th hour. Pop, 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 pop. Right, you guys can do that. Okay, does that make sense? Why don't we do one more just to kind of make sure that we know what we're doing. Isn't this cool? Look at that erasing. That's kind of fun. We have to get all these little dots. How do I get those little dots? Oh no, these little dots won't go away. We'll just have to leave them there. All right. Apologies to some of you in the class who I know are gonna be upset. So here, if I take a look at number two, okay. Let's look at number two. Hodie, today. Marke, that's the vocative of Marcus. Clearly, we're talking to Marcus here. Today, Marcus. Surexisti, isti, it. That's a U. This word means to rise. So today, Marcus, you rose. All right, so this was going to want to be something to get up. You rose tres horas, okay? An accusative for 3 hours. Well, he took a long time to get up. Probably not. Aistate, you got up in the summer. Unless he went on hibernation, that's probably not our answer. And then you rose ante primum lucem. Now, in this one, we have an accusative, but there's ante there. There are two words that we didn't really talk about. Ante, which is going to kind of be a time. These aren't really time constructions, more just time words. Ante before, and post after. So here, if I see ante, I just do it as before. Today, Marcus, you rose before first light, before dawn. That works. It's much better than any of the other options. So I'd write ante primum lucem and then translate. Okay, this should be fairly easy. We've already done the first two, so that should give you a place to start. Okay, thanks guys for watching this video, and if you guys have any questions, please feel free to migrate. Thanks.